Today is Friday, March 11th. I want to take a look at oil and stocks. We hear a lot about how oil is really driving stock direction with a a high correlation. So let's take a look at that. But I don't want to look at it from a statistics point of view. I just want to look at it from a charting point of view and see if it's something that we could use or maybe exploit in the near future. So here is the SPY, the S&P ETF, and it's going back to beginning of last year. What we can do on Technician is come over here to the compare function. And we're not going to compare that, just gives us percentage performance. We're going to look at overlay, and we can overlay the USO oil ETF. And I'm going to check this box here for correlation, a 25-day correlation, just to prove some of the statistics here. But it's not something that I would look at that carefully. But some people like it, we'll leave it. So we hit add. And there we have it. So over the year and 3 months or so, there's some sort of correlation. You could see that they do track together in general directions. Lots of periods of divergence here. So it's not perfect. But you wouldn't expect it to be. I mean, they're two different items, and for history, oil and stocks usually move in different directions just because when the price of oil goes up, it's more expensive. And that is sort of, they call a tax on the economy. But that's not our area here. Let's just look at the chart. And you can see down at the bottom here, correlation up and down, not a whole lot of useful information. But since the beginning of the year, or late in December, it stayed pretty high, or near 1. So there's probably our area of being able to use oil as a guide for stocks. But what I want to do is zoom in on this stuff and check it out. And I'm just reducing the amount of data on the screen. And you can see, and this is in December here, and the day-to-day movement of oil and USO, the oil ETF, they look pretty close. So I could say right now that is, for now, the relationship holds. Oil and stocks are moving together. Now I'm going to scroll back in time. And you can see that they're not really tracking each other day to day. Quite a big divergence going on here in November. I mean, eventually they do move in the same direction. You could make all kinds of arguments that both are telling us the economy is weak or there's too much oil or whatever. It's not important for the chart here. We're scrolling back in time slowly, and you can see when we zoom in, where is the correlation here? This is the middle of last year. Just scrolling back slowly. The general directional correlation, but not day to day, not something that we can really exploit day to day. I mean, look at this. You drive a truck through this. Alright, so anyway, this is how I'm using correlation, using an overlay. And we can see that maybe here in, what is this here? Early 2015, we had another correlation condition where they moved together day to day. So let's come back to the present. And we can see that as long as this relationship holds, you could trade it. You could say that, excuse me, if oil goes up, then you got to be bullish for that day on stocks. Okay, so let's just summarize. Let's pull back out here, put more data in the screen. You got a general direction of oil and stocks. But here you have stocks really breaking this double bottom pattern. And I'm using a little technician's license. If we put a bar chart there, it would look better. But oil just barely breaking this pattern. And just for kicks, because I'm that kind of guy, on a daily close basis, oil is just barely breaking out, while stocks, clearly a better breakout. And finally, for even my final kicks, putting it back to bar just so we can see that is a real double bottom back here for stocks. So there you have it. For now, oil and stocks moving together, high correlation, at least visually on the charts. And as long as that holds, you know what to do.